So, we just got major news today that I think a lot of people were expecting, but not this soon. And that is the announcement of another Evil Dead movie. That's right, we have Bruce Campbell and Sam Raimi held true to their word that we would be getting a new Evil Dead movie every 2 to 3 years. So it's been officially announced that we will be getting a new Evil Dead movie from a different director, and it will be another spin-off chapter in the Evil Dead saga. So, what do I make of this? Well, let's talk about the director they've announced. The director they've announced, I am going to butcher this name, Sebastian Violic? I believe that's how you say his name. It's a French director. He had done a movie last year called Infested, which was basically a more horror version of Arachnophobia. And yes, I know Arachnophobia is technically a horror movie, but it's more like what I like to call an entry-level horror movie, where you could show kids to it, and while it scare them, it's still like give you it's still like funny enough to where like you could show your kids, be like, oh, I haven't seen Infested. I watched the trailer, and as an arachnophobic, I was like, I'm gonna have to watch this now because of the announcement, but also, I'm gonna hate myself the entire movie. So it's basically a more horror version. It's basically a spider movie. I guess that was enough for Sam and Bruce to basically go, oh yeah, let's get him. Let's get him to do it. And I like that. I like that that Raimi and Campbell have basically have been looking outside of American filmmaking and are using like directors from outside of the U.S. These great horror. There's gold in them Nar Hills. Obviously, the previous director of Evil Dead Rise was a Irish director. So now we're doing a French horror director. And Raimi and Campbell usually don't really have a lot of like overbearing control over the property. They usually just let people go nuts. So yeah, I will say though that I really hope David Bruckner gets an Evil Dead movie at some point. For those who don't know, David Bruckner, I hope I'm saying his name. David Bruckner was the director of one of my favorite horror movies over on Netflix, The Ritual, and he had done the remake of the reboot of Hellraiser, which honestly you could make the argument is just another chapter in Hellraiser, because I've heard, like, I know I'm going on a tangent, but I've heard like the fan theory that the Pinhead we see in the movie isn't the Pinhead that was Doug Bradley's Pinhead, or like a remake version. It was meant like that. Pinhead is actually Christy Allen, because in the comics, in the extended lore, Christy becomes the new Pinhead and takes Elliot Spencer's place in Hell as the new Hell Priest. So I do like that theory, but yeah, it's for all intents and purposes a Hellraiser reboot. I think Bruckner would be so fucking good on an Evil Dead movie. But yeah, so this does sound like it. Now let's talk about some other things about the film. Another major aspect about this film is that this movie will be another spin-off. It doesn't sound like... Now, we don't have any information other than Sebastian's involvement, as well as, yes, it's official, it's going to happen. But from what I understand, and what we all understand so far, is that this movie will not follow the events of Evil Dead Rise and will be in just another random chapter. I both like and hate this at the same time. I like the idea of, like, we're extending the universe of Evil Dead, and kind of branching out from... And hopefully it won't be another Cabin in the Woods story. We don't need that. We're past the Cabin in the Woods. I like that. I like the idea of, like, maybe this will be a story that's set in maybe another country, or maybe another time period. I know a lot of people, myself included, would love a Evil Dead movie that is set... set in like a period piece, like a folk horror kind of thing, like The Witch. That would be really cool. I think that would be, or this could be. I've heard some people speculate that maybe this is the this is the prequel to Evil Dead Rise, and talks about the book and how the book got down there, and in the apartment in the bowels of the apartment complex from the I think his name Father Morin or something. But I think that'd be cool. I think that would be pretty neat. Now, the other thing, though, is that I really wish we'd get a consecutive storyline. I really, it's now, because now the the 2013 remake is now considered canon in the universe. It's not even a remake anymore. So the 2013 Evil Dead movie, because now we know that the Necronomicon that we've seen that was back in Army of Darkness, all three of those books are now three books. But I really wish we'd have a consecutive storyline for these characters, because you can only do one. I like the idea of making it a shared universe and maybe building up to new characters that we'll see later on, and maybe we could see the characters from Evil Dead Rise at the end. I don't think we will, but yeah, but there's always a chance, and I'd be down for it. What else? I think the other thing that I think we all have to acknowledge, that these movies are more about the Deadites and the books than they are Ash. Bruce Campbell's not... I don't think Bruce Campbell's coming back. Even he said his body can't do it anymore. So, we've now had to move past Ash, and now it's time for some new people to take the reins and, go forward with the franchise. I think that's what needs to happen, and it's probably the smart idea, because it's always been they want to make, Raimi and Campbell want to make this franchise not so much about Ash, as much as we all love the character. It's more about the Deadites and the book and all the shenanigans that ensue. So, yeah, I really am excited for the idea of having this franchise this franchise, because I was worried. Even when Campbell had an interview saying, oh yeah, we're going to do Evil Dead movies every 2 to 3 years, I was like, yeah, you said that before, and you said you were going to do you and Raimi were going to do another Army of Darkness movie, and then have Mia meet Ash in a movie, and then that became Ash versus Evil Dead, and that all fell away. So I was worried that we weren't going to get another I was legit worried we were never going to get another Evil Dead movie. So this is really cool. And the fact that they're finding these indie horror directors from Europe and all of them and all of that's really cool. I'm there I think that this is that Raimi and Campbell have a great eye for talent. I think they have a great eye for it, and we don't know who's... I'm pretty sure, they're gonna find, they're probably gonna bring back the writers for Evil Dead, or maybe someone new, I don't know. All in all, I'm just excited. I'm just happy we're getting more Evil Dead content. That's really what this really boils down to, is that we're finally I was worried there for a second that, after Campbell said in that interview, oh yeah, we're totally gonna do Evil Dead, Evil Dead movies every 2 to 3 years. And I was like, are you though? Because you said this before. And also, yes, I know, no one wants Burnout on Evil Dead movies. So, but I have faith they wouldn't be doing this unless they had the right people behind it. And so far, it sounds like they have, the right crews and the right director for it. I'm excited to see what's next for Evil Dead, So, you guys tell me in the comments below, what do you guys think of this announcement for Evil Dead? Do you guys like it, hate it? What do you guys think of the director? What are you guys hoping for in an Evil Dead movie? That's another big thing. What are you guys hoping for the next Evil Dead movie? Are you hoping it's more of a period piece? Are you hoping it's set in present time again? Are you hoping for a different location, or do you want to go back to the cabin? Yeah, just comment below, let me know. And other than that, hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.